Welcome to Mixology Monday. I'm Sean Tyler, your host, again with my friend Mike Straw. Mike, how are you, bro?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Today we're actually making one of my favorite drinks of yours. I guess I can call this your signature drink.
One of them.
One of them.
Yes.
And the name of this drink is?
This is the Sage of Anthos.
Now, sage part, obviously, because it contains?
It contains a liquor, a garden gin. That is it's called Sage. And then Anthos, because Anthos is actually Greek for rosemary.
Now, how did you come up with a drink that contains rosemary?
It's actually one of my favorite herbs. I cook with it all the time. I actually chew on the leaves just for fun. It's I love all the herbal, all the body that it has.
So if you ever walk behind anyone and you smell the rosemary on his breath, you always know it's Mike. Now, this drink actually has a lot of cool elements, so I'll go ahead and let you get started.
All right. We start with a sprig of rosemary. Then,
which you can find at any local market.
Yeah, anywhere. It's actually growing wild, too. Then I add green chartreuse. Green chartreuse is once again made by the French monks. It's actually the color of chartreuse was named after the alcohol, not the other way around. The alcohol wasn't named after the color.
The color, awesome.
So this, and I prep the glassware. I leave that just like it is.
So does this make a difference in the flavor of the drink if you don't let it sit on the rosemary?
It will when I get to that step, when I set it aflame. And what it does is it pulls all the oils out of the rosemary into the drink and also adds a little bit of smoky flavor to the drink.
Awesome.
Then I add a little bit of simple syrup.
And simple syrup, of course,
is just sugar and water. Very simple, obviously. Then sage. Sage is based on the recipe of a gentleman named Bernard McMahon, who was hired by Thomas Jefferson to do a few things. One was to grow the seeds that were brought back in Lewis and Clark and see what he could do with them. And the other was to build the gardens of Monticello. And at the time they're doing that, a lot of the early Americans would make their own booze in their backyard with what they grew. And that's exactly what this was. This was his version of a gin. It does not contain juniper, so legally it cannot be called a gin, but it's called a backyard gin.
So obviously after a long day of working for Thomas Jefferson, I'm going to need something to drink, so I'll make mine.
Yes, exactly. Now, the fun element that really gets people excited when we're making this drink is setting the rosemary on fire.
And again, this is to bring out the oils of the rosemary to add flavor to the drink.
Sure the fire's going? It sure is.
You can't see it, but it's on fire.
Just pour it right out, let the smoke come up.
Now, I will say this about this drink. If you're not a real drinker, I would advise you go with a...
Go something a little lighter.
Have a beer. Have a wine.
There's a lot of high-proof spirits in this drink.
This is something that will definitely get Uncle Charles going at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes.
Sage of Anthos. It's a gorgeous drink. And just as flavorful. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.